Welcome back. I'm so glad you could join me here today. Today we're going to be doing a nice little fun painting. I hope you can follow along with me. Let me have them run the colors across the screen that you'll need to paint along with me. While they're doing that, let me tell you what I got up here on my canvas. On my regular 16 by 20 inch canvas, pre-stretched double prime, and I added 2 layers of black gesso. I allowed the black gesso to completely dry, and after the black gesso dried, I added a very, very thin coat of the liquid clear. On top of the liquid clear, on here we put a little bit of alizarin crimson, and we blended it off with a little bit of blue to make it more of a lavender towards the ends. And then we put a little strip of blue at the bottom and on the top. And over here we did a little sand color, which is right over here on the palette. This doesn't count as a color since I mixed it, but it's um, alizarin, no, it's bright red, sap green, a little bit of Indian yellow. So let's get started with today's painting. Let's go ahead. Let's take my 1 inch through a little bit of titanium white. Today's just we're gonna have fun. It's been a while since we've done a seascape, so I thought today we could do a nice little simple seascape. Something that I could do because the people who know me well know I'm not I'm not the best person at seascapes. But don't tell anybody. It's our little secret. There, just going crisscross, pushing that paint in, and just allowing it to blend in with the alizarin crimson that's underneath. You can use bright red underneath if you don't want the crimson. So just load up my brush and maybe just shoom. Just a little bit of color goes a long way. There. There we are. Okay. I'm gonna push that brush to the side. Let's grab a clean dry 2 inch brush and just beat the devil. And we're gonna come up here and just blend it. So really pushing that paint into it so we can get rid of all those harsh brush strokes. So really get strong with it. Push that paint. Wherever you don't want it to be too noticeable, you can just go up there and mush it. Even though we're gonna make it look interesting right now in a sec. So let's go ahead. Let's grab our number 6 fan brush. Good old fan brush. And we're gonna grab a little bit of cadmium yellow, maybe a little Indian yellow, just on the brush, and we're gonna go into titanium white. There, load both sides. Let's come up here and maybe just few little stringy little effects. There. Before you go ahead and redo it, you gotta think where the light would go. There. Just have fun with it. There. Now, very lightly, I'm just gonna come up here and do figures of 8 crisscross. You could think about it either way. Figures of 8 or crisscross strokes. And if you really wanna blend it in and lose most of the effect, maybe one spot's too bright for you, just keep working it in and it'll eventually blend in with that color. Now, shoot. After that, all I'm gonna do is go across ever so lightly, go up and down a bit. Shoot, maybe a nice color for this painting would have been alizarin crimson with a little bit of bright red. Maybe that would have changed up the vibrancy. But it's alright. You guys can try things out. Now, let's go ahead. That same fan brush we had earlier, A little bit more Indian yellow. I like that color. Indian yellow, titanium white. It's a nice little, oh, you guys can't see that. It's a nice little light yellow. Let's come up here and let's decide. Our light source would be shining through here. There. Just going, like if you're doing little C's, that's the best way I can think of explaining it. There. Back and forth. Reload if you have to. Don't be scared to take a moment to reload your brush. The fun part about these seascapes is they don't have to be too realistic, and you can just have fun with the black canvas. See, the issue that I was running into most of the time was trying to do things for you guys where it's too real, or not too realistic, but limit myself by saying the skies never looks like this. It's more of a solid color. And by doing so, it limits what you can do, but it depends on the person, really. So, I think it's fun to do these paintings, but me personally, I'm a sucker for more regular time paintings, the light blue sky with a little bit of mountains. Ooh, I love those paintings. Okay, while I'm talking, just a little bit of white on my fan brush and just pull it back a bit. There. We'll blend that out in a moment. Just going back. There we are. A little bit back here. Over here it's starting to get purple, bluish. So the colors are changing. Okay. Let me grab my, you know what? Let's make our life easy. Let's grab the 1-inch brush. Let me just clean it off a bit and just ever so softly. I'm just gonna pull a little bit of paint color. There. You can just fade it in. There we are. Okay. Now, let's go ahead, let's add in a little bit extra highlight. So let's come up here and just, you can tap upwards. That's a nice little cool trick you can do. Just push the bristles upwards. Let me try to extend my brush. By pushing upwards, it does two things. It creates that line, that edge, but it also makes it look like nice little foamy patterns are being created there. So just pushing laying the bristles up against the canvas and just pushing it up. There. Load up your brush. There we are. Just tap, tap, tap. Okay. Let's go ahead. Let's have some fun. We'll grab a little bit of phthalo blue, and this time now I can say alizarin crimson. I was able to get my hands on some. Phthalo blue, alizarin crimson. Maybe a little bit of that brown color we mixed up. You can use Van Dyke brown. It really doesn't matter. A little bit of white. We need more brown to dull it down. I just want nice little distinct color. There, just mix up the pile. Mix it up to your desire. You have this nice blue grayish color, as you can see up here. Little roll on the palette knife, just cut across. Let's come up here. Maybe we have a little rock out here. Boom. That almost looks a bit green, but that's all right. All right. Let's go ahead. Maybe we'll just bring this rock down a bit. We'll figure it out as time comes by. But these paintings are so much fun because all the hard work is setting up, and all you get to do is just enjoy it and just have fun with the paint coming off. There, a little bit of the wave you'll see. There we are. Okay, let's grab a nice clean fan brush. We'll just go in here and just try to blend out these colors so it doesn't look too harsh. There. Now, let's go ahead. We'll grab a little bit of that Indian yellow. Just a little bit. Maybe even a touch of cadmium yellow. Shoot, what the heck, a touch of bright red as well. Slightest touch, just mixing it on my fan brush. We're gonna create the eye of the wave. So let's go ahead. Let's come up here. There's blue underneath, so just scrub it. Scrub that paint right into it. There. Okay, what I like to do is grab a 2-inch brush, one that I use for blending, and just go in circles. Just by using the corner. There. And then what I like to do is sort of just pull it at the angle I want the wave to kind of come out as. So, shoom. Right there. There we are. And just like that, you have yourself a little eye in the wave. Just leads right back in there. Let's go ahead and maybe we see a little bit over here. We don't want too much. I'll use the fan brush for our blending. Shoot, what the heck? Just blend it softly. There we are. Now, let's go ahead and let's create a little foam pattern. I'm gonna wipe off the excess paint from my brush, and let's go into that color we mixed up for the rock. Just load up a little bit of that color into your brush, and all I'm going to do is add in a little bit of foamy area right onto the edge of our wave, just like so. Shoot. This is what will distinguish our wave. Let me clean off my brush a bit. Let's go ahead. Still has tons of paint. We'll go with our blender brush, the one we're using to blend it. We'll take it through titanium white. Just load up. We're gonna grab a tiniest amount of the liquid white. As you know, a thin paint sticks to a thicker paint. So this will allow us to avoid mud mixing. Let's come up here. There. Load up your brush each time. There we are. Shoot, isn't that easy? And it's ironic coming from me since I hate doing seascapes because I felt like I was never good at them until I saw other creators doing their thing, and I said, you know what? I have to give seascapes another try. Just softly, very softly, using the corner. I'm using maybe like 3, 4 hairs. Just using the hairs from the corner of the brush, and very softly just blending that. Now you can lift up ever so lightly, and you can go across, all up to you. It really decides what you're trying to achieve. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and we'll grab our brown color that I mixed up. We'll grab a little bit of white. We'll go into a little bit of Van Dyke brown just to knock that color down a bit, and just cut a roll of paint. You know what? Let's little light would kiss it. Let's a little bit of Indian yellow in there. There's nothing wrong with that. There. Just letting the canvas pick up what it wants and leaving what it doesn't. There. Okay. We'll grab a little bit of Van Dyke brown. Cut a roll. Let's come up here and treat it like a mountain. There. There we are. I'm gonna just cut this off right there. And we'll go ahead and something just simple. Just blend it out. Okay, let's have some fun. I mentioned we had a little bit of, I believe it was bright red, sap green, and a little bit of Indian yellow. We're gonna go ahead, grab our 2-inch brush, and take it into a little bit of white. It's a little bit dirty, but that shouldn't affect the outcome. Maybe just right there. It'll give us the illusion of a little bit of wet sand. There, just pull down, pull straight down, and go across ever so lightly. You can do this multiple times. Just make sure to reload your brush and know where you want your light spot and work your way out. There. There we are. Now, let's go ahead with this dirty brush we use for our foam, and we'll grab a little bit of that color that we use for the rock with a little bit of white. Just mix it up. Load up my fan brush full with paint, as you can see, and just little indications here and there of few little details that show up. Maybe this seascape is off the coast of Oregon. Who knows? They're just adding a little bit of detail here and there. Let me blend off the top a bit. Maybe over here needs a little bit more. There. That already looks interesting. That looks better than most of my seascapes. We'll grab a little bit of that color and just do the same thing. Just repeat the same. Just have some fun. Let loose. Just loosen up that arm and just make crazy little patterns. I learned that the hard way when designing these brushes. I had to loosen up and make the patterns look interesting. If not, the brushes, they wouldn't have looked, in my opinion, this nice. I'm really satisfied the way the brushes turned out. Maybe over here we see a little bit. Okay. Oh, that's a wonderful painting already. Let me go ahead. It's good to be happy with the work you have, because if you're always fighting it and always going, I don't like it, then you'll never appreciate what you have. Let's go into a little bit of titanium white. Shoot, we'll grab a little bit of that polluted color. A little bit of this color I'm talking about. The one we use for our foam. So white and that color. Cut a roll. And let's come up here and let's decide. Just tap it. Shoom. Just the border. There. And just fade it off over here as well. Now, cut a roll. We're going to come up here and just really work that paint. Shoom. There. Maybe there comes another layer right in between both of the sand and the water. Now, let's make that stand out. It's a bit too plain. With a little bit of that light blue color, we'll just pull back and do a few little indications here and there of some few little ripples and designs that just go out, and you can fade this other wave out. There. Wow. I'm satisfied for once. And that's surprising. I usually am the one giving the advice and hate to take it. I never like to say my paintings are good. I always say, how can I improve? And that's good, but it's also good to, I'm taking a little bit of mountain mixture and both greens while I'm talking. It's also good to kind of appreciate what you have in front of you. Let's come up here and maybe there does now. There lives a palm tree. Maybe that one's a little crooked. There, when that tree was growing, some people came by. They tried putting a hammock on there. It wasn't real sturdy. It wasn't ready to withstand the hammock. Let's come up here and it has a bit more green. First, I like to tap to just indicate where I want the leaves of the palm trees to go. There. We'll come right over here. Just tap it. Maybe yeah, over here. There. It's just the wind's coming in. There. That's simple. There we are. And there. Now we're going to come up and just pull that paint. Just pull it a bit. When we add more color, more paint will pull. Right now, we just have the basic. There we are. If you feel like you need to, you can add a little color on your brush just to help with pulling that paint. There. Shoot. Okay, we'll go into a little bit of cadmium yellow with that same dirty brush. Shoot, what the heck? We'll take it through a little bit of Indian yellow as well. Both yellows. Let's come up here and just shoot. There we are. Just load up and think about the lay of the way it's gonna go, the layout. And rather than that, just boom, boom, boom. There. That's simple. A little bit over here. Each little leaf needs its little highlights. There we are. Let's go ahead. Let's take a little bit of brown, the one I mixed up. The one I mixed up, it's just alizarin crimson. Is it? No. That one's bright red, sap green, and a little bit of Indian yellow. For those who want to try to mix it. But I'll tell you this much, and it's not to try to discourage you guys. You'll never be able to match a color perfectly to any other painter. I will never be able to. You guys will never be able to copy exactly, unless it's just one solid color. Like if I say I put alizarin crimson and I lend you guys the tube I use, but if you guys buy a tube from a different brand, that changes it already. A little bit of Van Dyke brown. So don't try to look for the exact value. Look for the one that excites you, the one that you see and you're like, wow, that's a beautiful color. Let me put that into my painting. That's the one you should kind of put a little bit of cadmium yellow and just a little bit. I don't know what we're doing, but we're tapping on some greenery. You know what? There, we can make it so it's growing on the palm trees here and there. We just see a little bit of grass. Now, how much time do we have? They're telling me my time is up, even though it's YouTube, but I always tell them, give me a certain amount of time limit. I don't like to go over a certain amount. So, just fixing up the top edge. But I really thank you guys for joining me here in this video. I hope you try this painting out. This is a nice little simple painting. Even I was able to do this, and I struggle with seascapes a lot. So I really hope you enjoy it. Try this painting out. If you do, send me a photo through email. My email is going to be right in the description so you guys can contact me. I like to wish each and every one of you the best of luck, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care, my friends. Goodbye.